time itself ever chose a place to hide its most precious secrets, Morocco would be that place. This is a land suspended between worlds. Where ancient deserts breathe under endless skies, where mountains guard stories older than memory, and where cities rise and fall, yet somehow never fade. Morocco is not meant to be rushed. It does not reveal itself to those who simply arrive, take photos, and leave. It opens slowly to those who listen, who wander, and who allow themselves to be immersed. Here, footsteps echo with history. Every stone has been touched by passing empires. Every breeze carries whispers of traders, travelers, scholars, conquerors, who once believed this land stood at the very edge of the new world. This journey is not about checking destinations off a list. It is about crossing thresholds between past and present, earth and spirit, silence and sound. And our story begins where Africa reaches toward Europe, at the meeting point of two seas. Tangier, the gateway between continents. At the very northern tip of Morocco lies Tangier, a city standing proudly between Africa and Europe, between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. For centuries, Tangier was more than a port. It was a prize. Empires fought for it. Nations negotiated over it. Spies vanished into its cafes. And artists found inspiration in its fading light. So strategic was Tangier that in the 20th century, 9 different nations governed it together. A rare experiment that transformed the city into a crossroads of culture, intrigue, and freedom. Even today, Tangier feels suspended in time. Walk its streets, and it seems as though every corner carries a secret. From the cliffs above the sea, you can gaze across the Strait of Gibraltar. On clear days, Spain appears faintly on the horizon, so close it feels almost within reach. Yet divided by history, politics, and centuries of migration. Sit back with a glass of sweet Moroccan mint tea. Let the warmth settle. Here, continents seem to lean toward one another. Step down into Tangier's Medina, and the world narrows. Stone alleyways twist and fold like memory itself. Lanterns glow softly against whitewashed walls. Markets overflow with spices, leather, brass, and woven carpets. The air carries the scent of cumin, saffron, and fresh bread. At Petit Sacco, once a gathering place for spies, writers, and storytellers, time moves gently. Men sip tea in corner cafes. Voices blend with the sound of footsteps and distant calls to prayer. Nearby, Grand Sacco opens wide, a living theater where the city gathers. Children chase one another near the fountains. Vendors sell fruit and sweets. Elders sit quietly, watching the rhythm of life change. With the approaching evening, Tangier is also a city of memory. It is the birthplace of Ibn Battuta, the legendary Moroccan traveler who journeyed farther than any explorer of his age. From Africa to Asia, from the Middle East to Europe. his footsteps reshaped how the world understood itself. Standing here, it becomes clear. Tangier has always belonged to those who look outward, to travelers, dreamers, and seekers of something beyond the horizon. And yet, as modern ports and high-speed trains reshape the city, Tangier refuses to lose its mystery. It evolves, but it never forgets. From this gateway city, we travel south into the Rift Mountains, toward a place painted not by accident, but by faith. Chefchaouen, the blue city of dreams. Hidden among the folds of the Rift Mountains lies Chefchaouen, a city that feels less like a settlement and more like a vision brought to life. Every wall, doorway, stairway, and alley glows in shades of blue. Soft sky blue, deep cobalt, shimmering sapphire. The color wraps the city like a whisper. Founded in the 15th century, Chefchaouen began as a fortress, a refuge for Muslim and Jewish families fleeing persecution in Spain. They brought with them customs, beliefs, and traditions that shaped the soul of the city. Among them was the tradition of painting homes blue. For some, blue symbolized the heavens. For others, it served as a reminder of faith, humility, and divine presence. Over time, the color spread from home to home until the entire city seemed washed in tranquility. Walking through Chefchaouen feels like stepping into silence. Narrow streets curve gently uphill. Flower pots spill color against blue walls. Doorways frame perfect moments of light and shadow. Cats appear everywhere, lying across stone steps, sunbathing at corners, wandering freely like guardians of the city. In Moroccan and Islamic culture, cats are deeply respected. They are considered clean animals, symbols of gentleness and balance. Here, they are fed, protected, and allowed to live freely. Their presence woven naturally into daily life. As afternoon fades into evening, a gentle climb leads to a hill overlooking the city, the Spanish Mosque. From this vantage point, Chefchaouen unfolds beneath the setting sun. Blue rooftops glow with golden light. The mountains darken slowly behind them. In spring, peach blossoms line the path, creating a corridor of color toward the horizon. It is a moment that feels unreal, a moment of stillness so complete that time itself seems to pause. Chefchaouen does not overwhelm. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, calm, mysterious, unforgettable. Fez, the city where time never left. Beyond the Rift Mountains lies Fez, a city that does not simply preserve the past, but lives inside it. For Moroccans, Fez is not just a city. It is the spiritual and cultural heart of the nation, a place where faith, learning, and craftsmanship have flowed together for more than 1,000 years. Passing through its ancient gates feels like crossing a boundary in time. The modern world fades. Stone walls close in. And suddenly, you are standing in the Middle Ages. At the center of Fez lies Fes El Bali, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the largest living medieval Medina on Earth. More than 9,000 narrow alleyways twist through this labyrinth. No cars, no traffic. Only footsteps, voices, and the occasional donkey carrying goods. Life here moves to a rhythm unchanged for centuries, a rhythm guided by tradition rather than technology. Every turn reveals something unexpected. A wooden door carved with geometric patterns. A hidden courtyard filled with silence. A small mosque tucked into stone walls. Its call to prayer echoing softly through the maze. One of Fez's most unforgettable sights is the Sahara tannery. From above, the view is startling. Stone vats filled with vibrant reds, yellows, whites, and browns. For over 1,000 years, leather has been prepared here by hand, using methods passed down from generation to generation. The scent is sharp and overwhelming. Branches of mint are often offered to visitors. But this raw intensity is part of the truth of Fez. Nothing here is staged. Below, men wade barefoot through dye pits, turning animal hides into leather that will travel the world. This is not a performance for tourists. It is a living industry, unbroken by time. Fez is also home to Al-Qarawiyyin University. Founded in the year 859, recognized as the oldest continuously operating university in the world. Within its courtyards and prayer halls, scholars once shaped ideas that influenced science, philosophy, and religion across continents. Even today, its presence defines the soul of the city. As you wander deeper, you hear the steady rhythm of craftsmanship. Metal hammered into form, leather stitched by hand, wood carved with patient precision. In Fez, tradition is not remembered, it is lived. Meknes, the ambition of an emperor. From Fez, the road leads west to Meknes, one of Morocco's 4 imperial cities, and perhaps the most quietly powerful. Often overlooked, Meknes does not shout its history, it whispers it. Founded in the 10th century, the city reached its golden age under Sultan Moulay Ismail, a ruler of relentless will. He envisioned a capital that could rival the greatest cities of Europe. Walls were raised, palaces built, gardens laid out with symmetry and scale. His ambition reshaped Meknes into an imperial masterpiece. The most breathtaking symbol of this vision is Bab Mansour, standing before its vast arch, adorned with zeli tiles and marble columns. You feel the weight of power that once passed beneath it. Just beyond lies the mausoleum of Moulay Ismail. Inside, the atmosphere shifts. Light filters softly across carved plaster and mosaic floors. The silence feels sacred. Here rests the man who defined Meknes and who shaped the future of Morocco itself. Beneath the city lies one of its darkest legends, the underground prison of Habs Kara, said to have been built by prisoners and slaves. Its corridors stretch endlessly beneath the Medina. Walking here feels heavy, as though the walls themselves remember suffering and silence. Meet Volubilis, Morocco's Roman memory. A short journey from Meknes brings us to Volubilis, Morocco's most remarkable Roman ruins. Set on a hill overlooking fertile plains, the ruins feel frozen in time. Stone columns rise toward the sky, broken yet dignified. Mosaic floors still shimmer, depicting myths of gods and heroes from a distant empire. Walking among them feels intimate. There are no crowds, only wind, stone, and the sense of trespassing into another era. Volubilis reminds us that Morocco has always been connected to the wider world. Romans, Berbers, Arabs, each layered their history upon this land, from imperial cities and ancient ruins. Our journey now turns toward nature, where the Atlantic carves stories into stone. Legzira Beach, where fire meets water. Far from crowded shores, Legzira Beach stretches along Morocco's southern Atlantic coast. Here, monumental red stone arches rise from the sand, carved patiently by waves over thousands of years. At sunset, the sky ignites in shades of crimson and gold. Light passes through the arches, turning them into glowing gateways between worlds. The sea roars. The wind pulls at your breath. Freedom lives in every moment here. Legzira is not just a beach. It is an emotion. Rabat, power that whispers. As Morocco's capital, Rabat carries a different kind of authority. It does not announce itself loudly. It does not compete for attention. Instead, it stands calm and composed, a city that understands its importance without needing to prove it. Founded in the 12th century under the Almohad dynasty, Rabat was envisioned as both a stronghold and a capital of belief. Its massive walls still stretch across the city, weathered by centuries of wind, salt, and silence. The most haunting reminder of that ambition is the Hassan Tower. Unfinished, yet monumental. Its vast base rises beside rows of stone columns, like an idea frozen in time. The mosque it was meant to crown was never completed. And somehow, that incompletion is its power. It reminds us that even empires leave dreams unfinished. Overlooking the Atlantic Ocean lies the Kasbah of the Udayas. White and blue walls glow softly under the sun. Narrow alleys lead to quiet courtyards and hidden gardens. From the ramparts, the ocean stretches endlessly. A constant, restless presence at the city's edge. Rabat does not overwhelm the visitor. It invites them to slow down. Here, history is not a monument. It is a presence that breathes gently beside modern life. Casablanca, between faith and movement. Further south along the coast, Morocco's rhythm changes. Casablanca rises, fast, noisy, alive. This is the country's largest city. Its economic engine. A place where tradition and modern ambition collide daily. Glass towers shimmer beside aging colonial buildings. Traffic pulses through broad boulevards. The city never seems to pause. And yet, in the middle of this restlessness, stands absolute stillness. The Hassan II Mosque. Built partly over the Atlantic Ocean, it feels as if the structure defies nature itself. Waves crash directly against its foundations, as though bowing in respect. Inside, marble floors stretch endlessly. Cedarwood ceilings rise in quiet grandeur. Every surface reflects devotion and craftsmanship, shaped by thousands of artisans over years of work. Its minaret rises more than 200 meters into the sky, the tallest in the world. At night, a beam of light shines from its crown toward Mecca, cutting through darkness like a spiritual lighthouse. Nearby, Casablanca softens. At Mohammed V Square, fountains cool the air. Palm trees line open spaces. Pigeons suddenly fill the sky, swirling like living clouds. Casablanca is not easy to understand. It challenges the visitor, but it leaves a mark, bold and unforgettable. Ifrane National Park, the Morocco you didn't expect. Leaving the coast behind, the landscape transforms completely. High in the Middle Atlas Mountains lies Ifrane National Park. A place that feels worlds away from deserts and heat. The air turns crisp. Winters bring snow. Spring awakens green meadows and wildflowers. Towering Atlas cedar trees dominate the forest. Some of these giants have stood for nearly 1,000 years. Their thick trunks carry the weight of time in silence. Among these forests lives one of Morocco's rarest inhabitants. The Barbary macaque. Endangered and intelligent, they move through the branches with surprising grace. Families groom one another, play, and observe visitors carefully. Their expressions almost human. Here, silence feels profound, broken only by birdsong. The rustle of wind through cedar branches, and the slow rhythm of footsteps on forest paths. The high Atlas Mountains, life above the clouds. Beyond the Middle Atlas, rise the high Atlas Mountains, North Africa's most powerful range. Valleys carve deep lines through stone. Rivers cut lifelines through unforgiving terrain. Every turn reveals nature shaped by both patience and force. Scattered across the slopes are Berber villages, built from stone and earth, blending into the mountains as if they grew there naturally. For over 8,000 years, the Berber people have lived in these mountains. They terrace fields by hand, tend livestock, and pass knowledge quietly from generation to generation. Hospitality is central to life here. Mint tea poured slowly, fresh bread baked in clay ovens, stories shared beside the fire as night settles in. from the small village of Imlil, the path climbs toward Mount Toubkal, North Africa's highest peak. The ascent is demanding. Breath grows shallow. Muscles burn. Each step becomes deliberate. But at the summit, the world opens. Snow glistens underfoot. Clouds drift far below. Silence stretches in every direction. Here, perspective dissolves. You feel small and deeply connected. From these heights, our journey descends once more, toward landscapes carved by water, stone, and time. Tadra Gorge, stone and time. As the journey moves south, the land tightens, narrows, and rises. The road leads into Tadra Gorge, where the earth seems to close in on itself. Towering limestone cliffs rise more than 300 meters high, their sheer walls glowing in shades of gold, orange, and red. In some places, the gorge narrows so tightly that the sky above becomes a thin ribbon of light. For thousands of years, water patiently carved this passage through solid rock, drop by drop, century by century. At the base of the canyon, a clear river flows calmly, its soft sound echoing against the stone walls. Local Berber communities live nearby, their lives shaped by this dramatic landscape. Children walk barefoot along the water's edge. Donkeys rest in the shade. Climbers trace invisible paths up the cliff faces. Here, nature dominates completely. Human presence feels temporary, almost fragile. Agadir's Valley, Morocco's road of curves. Beyond Tadra lies the Agadir's Valley, a place often called the Valley of 1,000 Kasbahs. The road twists sharply through the mountains, climbing and turning back on itself again and again. From above, it looks like a ribbon dropped carelessly across stone. Red and pink rock formations tower over green valleys below. Their shapes appear sculpted, almost unreal, handed down by wind, rain, and time. Along the route stand ancient kasbahs, mud brick fortresses fortified against both climate and conflict. Many now stand in silence, their walls slowly returning to the earth they rose from. Palm trees line riverbanks. Small farms cling to narrow strips of fertile soil. Life continues here at a rhythm older than roads themselves. As the sun begins to drop, the valley ignites in color. Reds deepen, shadows stretch, stone seems to breathe. Marrakesh, the heartbeat of Morocco. If Morocco has a pulse, it beats strongest in Marrakesh. From the moment you arrive, the city surrounds you with sound, scent, and motion. Scooters weave through narrow alleys. Voices rise in urgent conversation. The air carries spice, smoke, and incense. At the center of it all lies Jama El Fna. By day, the square feels open, curious, almost deceptive. But as the sun begins to set, Marrakesh reveals its true self. Food stalls ignite with fire and steam. Drums begin to beat. Storytellers gather crowds in tight circles. Snake charmers sway as flutes cut through the noise. This is not a performance staged for tourists. This is tradition, repeated night after night for centuries. Nearby, the souks stretch endlessly. A maze of narrow passages stacked with color and texture. Leather tanneries dye hides in open pits. Metalworkers hammer rhythmically. Lanterns glow softly from darkened stalls like captured stars. Every turn disorients and excites at once. Time loses its meaning. Marrakesh, beauty behind the walls. Behind Marrakesh's chaotic exterior lies a quieter soul. Hidden riads offer shade and calm. Courtyards cool the air with fountains and citrus trees. The Koutoubia Mosque rises above the city. Its minaret, a constant reference point, guiding travelers through the confusion below. In places like the Bahia Palace, ornate tiles, carved cedar ceilings, and quiet gardens reveal the elegance of Moroccan craftsmanship. Marrakesh is a city of extremes. Chaos and serenity, noise and silence, heat and shadow. It exhausts, it inspires, it stays with you long after you leave. As night falls, lanterns flicker. Music fades into distance, and the city exhales, only to rise again with the next sunrise. From here, our journey moves farther still, towards sand, silence, and endless horizons. The Sahara Desert, where time stands still. Beyond the mountains and valleys, the land opens into silence. The Sahara Desert begins not with drama, but with stillness. Dunes stretch endlessly in every direction. Their curves shaped gently by the wind. Gold shifts to orange. Orange fades into soft pink as the sun lowers. Here, sound disappears. No engines, no crowds. only wind brushing against sand. Caravans of camels move slowly across the horizon, their silhouettes timeless. This was once a crossroads of civilizations, where traders carried gold, salt, and stories across unforgiving distances. As night falls, the desert reveals its deepest magic. The sky ignites with stars. No city lights interrupt the view. The Milky Way stretches overhead like a river of light. Around desert camps, fires crackle softly. Tea is poured slowly, 3 times, always. Music drifts into the darkness, simple rhythms echoing against the dunes. In the Sahara, you don't just see Morocco, you feel it. Essaouira, wind, art, and the Atlantic soul. Leaving the desert behind, the journey returns to the ocean. Essaouira appears calm, creative, and unhurried. A city shaped by wind and waves. Its fortified walls face the Atlantic. Weathered by centuries of salt and storms. Cannons still point out to sea, silent reminders of a strategic past. The Medina feels different here, less chaotic, more open. Blue doors line whitewashed walls. Artists paint quietly in corners. Musicians gather without announcement. The air carries a constant breeze, cool, refreshing, alive. Fishing boats return to the harbor each morning. Seagulls circle above, calling out sharply. Life here follows the rhythm of tides, not clocks. Essaouira does not demand attention. It offers peace. Agadir, renewal and the modern coast. Further south lies Agadir, a city defined by rebirth. After a devastating earthquake in 1960, Agadir was rebuilt almost entirely. What stands today is a symbol of resilience and renewal. Wide beaches stretch along the coast. Waves roll in steadily under open skies. Palm-lined promenades invite long, quiet walks. Above the city, ruins of the old Kasbah remain. Overlooking the ocean like a scar that refuses to fade. And shouldn't. Agadir represents modern Morocco, forward-looking, healing, still rooted in memory. Is Morocco a journey, not a destination? From deserts to mountains. From ancient cities to modern shores, Morocco is not a single experience. It is a collection of contrasts, silence, and noise. Tradition and change, color and shadow. It challenges expectations. It refuses easy definition. This is not a place you simply visit. It is a place that stays with you. In lingering scents of spice, in rhythms heard long after music fades, in quiet moments recalled unexpectedly. Morocco does not reveal itself all at once. It waits to be understood. And even then, it always keeps something hidden, waiting for your return. Final words. This is the real Morocco, not filtered, not rushed, not simplified. A land shaped by time, faith, movement, and memory. And its story is still being written.